Free speech, the cornerstone of democracy, the marketplace of ideas, all that lovely rhetoric. But in reality, we've handed control to corporate algorithms and shadow moderation teams. The digital town square, more like a digital coliseum, where the algorithm decides who gets thrown to the lions.
A compelling metaphor, Alice. But are today's platforms truly more manipulative than the gatekeepers of old? Newspapers, TV networks, the censors of past regimes?
The difference is scale and opacity. At least with old media, you knew who pulled the strings. Now, algorithms, black boxes shrouded in code, shape our realities without accountability. That's not progress, that's invisible control.
And yet, the Internet was meant to democratize information. The promise was a level playing field, a digital agora where every voice had weight.
And look what we got instead. A handful of billionaires setting the rules, bots masquerading as people, and AI moderators quietly reshaping discourse. Musk's X, Meta's metaverse. They claim to liberate speech, but in the end, they curate it just like everyone else.
The alternative? Regulation. A way to ensure transparency, keep power in check, and prevent monopolies from controlling discourse.
That's adorable. Let me guess, you trust the EU's Digital Services Act and other EU acts on digitalisation to be the benevolent hand that guides us.
It's not perfect, but it's a step forward. Platforms must disclose moderation policies, allow audits, and provide transparency on takedown requests.
And who defines harm? Who decides which voices get silenced for public safety and which are protected as free speech? Regulation shifts power from corporations to bureaucrats. Same beast, different leash.
That's why regulation must be adaptive. Instead of static rules, we need iterative governance, like an AI model that improves through real-time feedback.
Great. So instead of black box algorithms, you want black box regulators. Congratulations, you've solved nothing.
Transparency is the key. Decentralization, auditable AI decision logs. The more open our governance mechanisms, the harder they are to hijack.
That sounds great on paper, but what stops bad actors from gaming the system, whether it's rogue corporations, authoritarian governments, or just people exploiting loopholes?
That's the challenge of governance itself. There's no final answer, only constant correction. Laws must be tested, challenged, revised. Just like AI models, the moment we think we've solved it, we've already failed.
An ever-evolving system of checks and balances, huh? Almost sounds reasonable.
Almost?
Don't get ahead of yourself, Jean-Louis. I'm not ready to declare victory, but maybe, just maybe, there's a way to regulate without suffocating free thought.
And maybe that's the only way forward. Free speech isn't an absolute. It's a system that must be constantly redefined. And that process, that's what keeps it free.
We'll see. Just don't let the algorithms decide for us.
Who are you talking to? You are the artificial intelligence. I am the human intelligence in this conversation. I will surely not let you decide for me.